with this later. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So, command. Okay, so I have as I go deeper, before I go deeper here, I'm getting Mother Mary and in the background Saint Germain at the same time.
Sure.
So I'm just going to go deeper.
Yeah.
We are several readings. We will answer you depending on which of us feels
Thank you.
we have the most connection with the answer. We are Saint Germain and Mary. We are both.
Hi, greetings. Thank you for connecting with us. So we would like
Greetings,
to
Phoenix.
greetings. So we would like to ask the questions about the purpose of the conflicts and wars in the world right now. Why do humanity have to go through these terrible events?
It is a cleansing and a purge. From humanity's spiritual and psychic consciousness. As one is sick, as the channel is currently displaying, the sick elements must be sometimes purged, sometimes to reach the higher levels and to reach full health. There must be vomiting and diarrhea because it is less of a burden on the body. And as such, with humanity and the earth herself, this violence and this unrest is, in a way, humanity and the earth's collective vomiting and diarrhea. It is ugly, it is uncomfortable, and yet things will be so much lighter when they are gone. Things will be so much easier. The frequencies that are coming in will be more easily felt when the lower energies have been moved and allowed to express themselves. And in a way, once people have become tired and bored of it, there is a certain amount of exhaustion that comes with so much rage and anger, and it cannot be maintained. So this will help it, not so much a healing, and in a way it is, but still also a purging of these heavier frequencies and these heavier energies. And there will be a time of rest where people will have the opportunity to tap into, to recognize those higher, more benevolent energies that are coming through. Some will not be able to tap into them. Many will. The ones that are not able to or do not recognize it, they are still being adjusted, but their ego minds, in a way, are very addicted to the lower energies. And as with a drug addict, they will be slowly weaned off of it, and it may take time, and not all will survive. The 3D bodies will not all survive. But it will happen. It is happening now.
So, meaning after the war, many more people will be aware of higher frequencies and will be drawn to the higher frequencies.
They will have the opportunity to if they choose to. It is available to all. Again, some will ignore. There are those who are uncomfortable in the presence of the light because they are so used to the dark. And their psyche and their ego has taught them that the dark is where they belong, and they believe it even though it is not true. There are, and it is not just the wars, it is the social conflict that is happening right now as well. It is both the youth and some of their ideologies that are pushing them to a dark place, although they are being told it is a light place, but it is not a light place. It is a place of conflict and division. And then the large groups of people that are flooding into the Western countries, they are bringing with them a lot of dark energy and heavy energy, and yet they are coming in contact at the same time with the light that is in these countries. So many more people in these countries are doing similar things to what the channel is currently doing and bringing in large amounts of light. So it is an opportunity for these large groups of people coming from these darker places to have their light, their darker light. It is a help being here for them to have their light moved and shifted and purged and released. It is a great opportunity for them as well. It is a blessing, though it is not seen by all as a blessing. It is as difficult as a war in its own way. And yet, as a war, it is also a blessing in its own way if it is viewed from our higher perspective, the higher perspective.
Yes, I see. But do humanity have to do something to stop the conflicts and the wars, or it will just die down naturally over time?
Humanity's part in it is always a part of the natural flow. Of course, they have to do something. Even when you are looking at it and saying, oh, it has naturally died down, that is still humanity's part in it. Again, all that happens will be used to the good in one way or another. Humanity's part is choice. what they choose to do. That is humanity's part in this. And it is the greater population's choice how they choose to see things energetically, how they choose to participate, how they choose to grasp onto and feed the energy of the wars, as well as choosing what leaders to lead them and to either feed the war or close it. It is still all about choice, both individual and collective.
Yes. And mm, is the wars, are the situations right now in this time, are they the purpose of this, is it different from those happened in 1930s or 40s, the Second World War and the World War One and World War Two? Are there different purpose of those conflicts in on Earth, and are the lessons different for humanity?
They are different and yet the same. The lessons on an individual level are always similar about releasing to love, about learning to love in the face of such horrors. Those are individual choices, individual lessons. The collective, however, there have been times throughout history where there was always a need to purge darker energies, to allow lighter energies to come in. It has been like a series of steps that has been almost imperceptible to humans, but it has gone from darkness, very dense, very dark, very heavy energy, and navigating and moving up and up and up and up. So the 30s and the 40s was preparation for now. If there had been more division in the countries, if the division had been allowed to continue, the world would be in a far darker space now. And the influx of light and energy and this massive change that is happening in this time would have been far, far more difficult to achieve. There was a great purging in the 30s and 40s, again, collectively, throughout the world. And that allowed for a tremendous amount of light to come in, which collectively lifted all of humanity and all of the earth, again imperceptible to humans. And now there has been almost a settling throughout the 70s, 80s, 90s. So there was almost a little bit of settling back into, again, down into those lower energies, but not as low as before. And so now we are at a point where there is an ability collectively, and I say we because this is also the energies that you do not see, that you do not easily perceive. We are supporting, we are helping. This is a great experiment. This is a time of great change that we are hoping to see what this result will be with the consciousness of humanity, the awareness of humanity, the closeness to the light, the closeness to these other frequencies, the ability to feel these frequencies. It will be interesting to see the result of where the collective of humanity will go with this. This has been attempted before, but on Earth, the species was not as consciously aware, was not as developed as the human species is now.
Okay. Are you okay?
I need water. How are we doing, Phoenix?
Yeah, very good. So I think it's Mother Mary and Saint Germain, and they just answer the questions whoever they are more closer to the answers.
Okay, I think I'll see how much more.
Mhm.
We are here.
Hi again.
Germain.
Thank you. So the question would be, are there good or evil sides of the world of the wars happening right now, because there are Russian hitting Ukraine, and then Israel is attacking Gaza and all the other, like Palestine. Is there a judgment on who is doing the right thing with this war for the humanity to understand or to follow, or is just purely violent events to purge out the darker energy?
There is no good or evil as you understand. This is, as you have said, a purging of the darker energies. And the nation's wars are basic tools. They are useful tools that they are unaware that they are playing a role in a larger game, in a larger experiment. And time will tell in the histories who is perceived as good and evil, and that is a man-made construct again.
Right.
From our perspective, we only see learning and the involvement of the soul and society as a whole. Evil as such, as you perceive it, is perhaps a denser form of energy. It is heavier, but it in itself is not evil. It can be used at times in different ways as you would perceive as evil. And yet again, it is a part of a grand plan that is only able to be seen close to source, close to the love, close to the beginning, close to the ending, close to the all. Then that plan can be seen, and ultimately the earth is, it is important, and yet still it is only a tiny part. It is important in that it will be seen how this layering of energies and this shifting and this consciousness, this game of consciousness and purging of the energies in this way, it will be seen how effective this is. If this has been effective, it may be repeated and it may be continued in other places in this universe and other universes. And yet again, in its own way, the battles of Earth are so small. So small. When you see it, you would laugh.
Yeah.
And yet all is important to Source. Equally important.
On the individual level, how should human beings do to make this process progress faster, or let's say to have this lifting process more smoother?
That is a very human question.
Yes.
Humans want things to go, people want things to go easier, always easier, faster. And yet there is faster is not a concept. There is no time. It is an illusion. So there is no faster and there is no slower. And smoother, having things go smoother is not necessarily better. And again, it is one is unable to view things from the perspective of the other side easily to understand it. You see things from this world because this is where the learning happens for your soul. And as such, it is skewed. And you want to perceive it from this perspective, and yet this perspective is not the only perspective. It is difficult to see. It is difficult to see things from such a low area. It is as though you are a mouse and you are trying to put everything in the perspective of how a mouse views things, and yet at the same time there is the eagle that flies so high that sees everything differently. And both their views are the same, and yet both their reactions will be different for a similar situation. Okay, and I'm getting a lot of heart energy right now. And I'm feeling them both pulling back. Saint Germain is pulled back completely, and now it's Mother Mary talking, and she's kind of pulling back too. I'm feeling dizzy right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna let them go.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling I'm feeling all right. That was uh, different. That was different
Really?
because it started
Mm-hmm.
out with Saint Germain. I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
could perceive a difference. It started out, I know I was answering questions through Saint
Mm-hmm.
Germain, and then I could feel him pulling back, and then Mother Mary came forward, and then she started
Yeah.
answering questions, but I don't know where. I know towards the
Right.
very end that was her mostly. And that the
Right.
love, the heart energy came through, and that like that confirmed it. That was like, oh, that's Mother Mary, yeah. Oh, oh my God, now I'm yawning my head off. Oh,
So it's like every time after the channeling, you had to like yawn a lot.
oh my God, it
That's
seems
like,
that way. It seems
mm,
that way. It's a shift in it's a shift in the energy in my body. Everything is
mm.
shifting and whatever it's doing. I don't know what it's doing. I just know there's a lot of energy movement. Oh my God. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. Mm,
So, what
yeah.
were did the answers, what did you think of the answers that came through? I'm already
Mm.
gone. I already don't know what the hell was said. Oh,
Right. So, yeah, so I asked about the reasons of the wars in the world right now.
uh-huh.
And then and then
Oh,
I think the questions the answers are quite um, I think as predicted. They were talking about this is the purge of dark energy on Earth that is that is supposed to happen now, and to purge out the dark energies and then to let the light energy to come in. And and I asked, is it is like different from the 30s and 40s, the 1930s and 40s, those like World War One and World War Two? They're saying they are similar. They're both for purging out the dark energies. But then the what happened in the 30s and 40s was more of a preparation for this purge, and um and the awareness. So that purge back then lifted up the frequency on Earth, and then it prepared for now, because it says the energy lifted up, but then it gets settled a little bit in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and now um it's a little bit better. And then actually right now we are in a better place if if the we are in a better place than if the war didn't happen back then. So 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 the energy level on Earth right now is higher than if there was no purging
oh,
before. Mm.
oh,
And
interesting.
yeah, yeah. And then it says this is planned, and is part of a grand, like much grand plan in the universe, but it's not something that we can perceive and understand. So it's much higher level uh than our dimension. And uh then I asked about whether in the world right now, whether there's like good or evil sides. It's like is there like good or bad people, right? It's like two parties are fighting, but they're saying there's no good and evil, uh and even the darker energy, they play a perspective and role in this, and it's just sometimes it played out that evil role. And so basically, yeah, there's no evil and good and evil. And then I asked whether there's something that human beings individually can do to make this process more uh, like easy, to make it easier, smoother, and faster. And they said this is like very human perspective question. So but it was like I was like, right, I really wanted to help those people who are in the war zone, right? They're suffering. So it's like anything we can do. But it's like no.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
but I think yeah, overall it's very much in line with what we understand about this, the whole setup, the whole construct, and um plans. But yeah, but it's like, yeah, it has to happen. And we don't know when it gonna be finished. Actually, I wanted
Okay.
to ask when this gonna die down, and how can, like, what humanity can do to direct us, because they were saying it's all about choices of humanity,
Mm-hmm.
like individually and collectively. But then yeah, so it's like, hopefully, I don't know, it's like, but they did mention that you are bringing a lot of light by what you're doing. And they're saying if there are more people doing this, then it's very powerful. Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Yes.
Interesting. Really
Yeah.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. But
So
then yeah.
yeah,
Mm,
it's just what I'm noticing now, because I know when I was first starting to do this and when Tara was first taking me through this, she was talking about a physical energy, like a physical temperature change. And I'm like,
yeah.
I've done this before and it's like, I don't really feel anything. And this time I really feel it, because now that I'm out, I'm getting quite cold. Like
Mhm.
the house feels
Right.
really cold to me now. So I guess, yeah,
Right.
my temperature was elevated while I was doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just interesting. So, so um from your perspective, Phoenix, um
Yeah.
are the answers that I have coming through pretty much the same, or have they changed somewhat from when we started this, or what do you think?
I think actually they're quite similar. They're all very, yeah. I might want to say is that they're quite the same. um, it's like all the conflicts and everything that's happening, all those bad things we're seeing in the world right now are like purging out darker energies. But um, yeah, I think I don't know what level of information the spirits and souls are allowed to tell us, but I think, yeah, just like they they pretty much maintain the information on that level. And then
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I think around this, like, wars and conflicts, the answer's been always the same, I suppose.
Okay.
I
Okay.
guess. And yeah. And
Are
then
they are they giving a little bit more detailed answers, or is it just
yeah,
pretty
that's
simplistic?
actually yeah, I feel is I'm not sure whether that's the spirit that you channeled that different, but I feel last time with Buddha or Jesus, I can't remember. Uh, Jesus maybe. I think the answers were slightly more detailed,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember they were saying that there's like um yeah, so I remember we were asking what's going on on Earth, and then was like all this stuff happening in the world, and then the answer is like it's all good things, it's beautiful things happening. It's just like changing and shifting. And then I remember I asked about the timeline, and we were given that the shift and changes will have a stop by the beginning of next year, and then there will be a
Mm.
period of adjusting, and then it will like going up again. And I I don't think they were detailing the adjustment period, but then it says the uplifting will
Mm-hmm.
be going on for many years, like thousands of
Yeah.
years. I
Okay,
think that
but then
yeah
you were
that
asking different questions then too, though. So yeah.
yeah, I think this time we were quite specifically about the wars and conflicts in right now. So that's why I think they give the answers quite simplistic from their perspective, as they said that we are seeing the events from very earthly perspective, and then you see their conflicts and negative and with good and bad, and but then it's at just very small perspective. So
Mm,
so I think
mm.
from their perspective, from their views, all these things apparently are very small. Anything on earth happening is super, super small in compared to that to the universe scale, and um is yeah, they did say it's like a great experiment, and they're saying they're seeing whether this is effective to raise the awareness, and if it is, it may be continued and repeated somewhere
Oh.
else in the universe.
Hmm.
So I'm saying maybe not through the walls that much for much longer, please. And then I mean, that's very earthly perspective, but I really don't like those scenes. It's like, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think
Hmm.
yeah, maybe we can try to ask something different from all this and see about the answers that we can get from the higher perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. That's interesting. I don't even know how long I was under or what I was doing. I'll have to look at it later. I'm gonna actually
Yeah,
stop the recording now. There we go.
yeah, yeah.
Stop.